why is cool important? And there's so many reasons why country of origin labeling is important. I'm just going to give you 4 quick tidbits. One is consumers and producers both overwhelmingly support country of origin labeling and transparency on knowing where their meat comes from. I was on the Hill in a Hill meeting in a congressional office, and one of the staffers said, well, country of origin labeling is pretty controversial. And, I stepped back right quick and said, hey, it may be controversial among lobbyists on Capitol Hill, but out here in rural Missouri, in rural America, in all of America, urban and rural both, the vast majority of people believe that they should be able to not only know where their meat comes from, but choose beef that is born, raised, and harvested here in the United States. So that's number one. Number two, and what corporate agribusiness doesn't want to tell us and doesn't really want us to know, in 2023, the United States imported 3.7 billion pounds of boxed beef and 2 million live cattle. Let me say that again, 3.7 billion pounds of boxed beef and 2 million live cattle. To think that the 4 meat packers that control 85% of the US beef market don't use those imports to manipulate prices, both paying producers less and making consumers pay more, doesn't make any sense. And that's what they jam into our heads. So imports are an important factor here. Number 3, like Gio said, there's precedent. This passed in the 2002 Farm Bill and the 2008 Farm Bill. And we'll get into why it got rescinded because of an unaccountable bureaucratic pro-corporate board. But there is precedent here. So this isn't just a newfangled idea that we're coming up with now. And last but not least, and we don't hear as much about this as we should, the 2022 census was just released. And that comes out about every 5 years. And the United States lost 150,000 cattle producers in that 5 years. It doesn't include 2023, which was a huge liquidation year as well. So I fear that 2023 made it even more drastic. And Missouri lost 20% of our cattle operations in 5 years. We went from just over 50,000 to just over 40,000. So these are big questions, not only about consumers' ability to know where our meat comes from, but also the ability of independent cattle producers to stay on the land, pass the farm down to next generations. Who's going to own this land in the future? We think that it should be in the hands of independent family farmers. And in order for that to happen, we need fair, open, and competitive markets. And country of origin labeling is an integral part to that.